This is part 4 and it's the last video in this course running a simple PRINCE2 project. So I will go over the steps or the things the project manager usually does when controlling a stage, and I will view all of these points from this project point of view. So how the project manager might hand out work here, dealing with risks and issues, how the project manager might use this platform to do quality control, then accepting products, and reporting to the project board. So how easy is that to do with this platform? This is where we left off from before. We had just planned on stage 3, or just planned for stage 3. And now the first thing I will discuss is how the project manager can hand out work to the team members. Well, this is a small project, so the team members, we just have 2 of them, will report directly to the project manager. So the project manager can say, well, there are a couple of rules here. You're only allowed to work on one product at a time, and you have to choose from the top. So if their project manager wants to prioritize something, they can just move it to the top like this. Okay, so the team members know what they have to do. So that's basically it. It's a very, very simple way to work on it. Next topic was handling risks and issues. Well, it's up to the project manager to spend a little bit of time, let's say half an hour or an hour a day if needed, working on risks and issues, and they must give themselves time to do this. And then if more time is needed, then to be able to up that time per day, and just then add these to the risk register and also review the existing risks as well that are in there, because things will be changing through the project. So maybe a risk, there was a risk, is no longer a risk anymore, so let's take that out. So just give yourself time to do that if you're a project manager. Next one was quality control. Now, if you remember, where we keep the quality information is actually in the quality criteria. So once a product is ready, let's say that the person was developing it or was working on it and it was in development, then they decided, okay, well, it's available for quality check. Then the person who's responsible for quality checking, which is Laura, then will come in and they will work on that product. And the project manager then will just check to see that they have checked all of these items, and they can ask them again if they wish, but they have to check that all of these items are working. That's the way that the project manager will see it. And if, for example, if some item has failed, then the person doing the quality checking, which is Laura, can write a comment down here, and that's saved forever, so it cannot be taken away. So that's put in there. Okay, so that's a way the quality control can be done. Then accepting the products. Well, once, let's say their product is accepted or approved, we have here Michelle is approving, then she's the one that can change it to done. I should have filled in this one here, accept it, and they can write a comment in here as well, and I'll just show you that. So they could say a comment, but let's say I'll put in Laura. You see that the other people come up here. Laura, I have accepted this. I have. Okay. So that makes it very, very easy to do. And now that's recorded forever there as well. Then the last point was reporting to the project board. Well, actually, this is quite easy because the information that the project board needs is actually all here. So we just have to give them access to the board themselves, maybe just a link to the latest business case, and to say, well, that's the status of the current stage, how we are doing. And that's basically what they need. So reporting to the project board is actually very, very easy to do, but you can create a different card for every highlight report if you wish and send that data. This is basically up to you. So that's an overview then on how the project manager might control the stage using this platform here. Okay, so the goal is just to make it nice and easy and only do the necessary stuff that you need to do in order to run the project. You don't have to go too much into detail. I'd like to just go over again some of the other features in Trello. So the first one is adding a comment in each card. I've done that briefly, but I want to cover it again just to make sure that you get it. Then also pointing out that each card has its own URL. We actually linked to this from the Excel file export that we did, but I want to highlight it again. And I can do this now. And just remind you that there are lots of training videos on Trello, on YouTube, I mean. So just go to YouTube and type in training video on Trello or introduction to Trello, and you will find some good videos to watch, okay? So let me just concentrate then on comments and URL. So let's say then that Laura is working on this card here, or this product, and she wants to get some feedback from Eric. So she wants to send a comment here from within the card, so it will send the comment to Eric with a link back to this card. So she can type in like so, like Eric, and she can go, give me some feedback. All right, and now she can send it. And that's it. So it's tracked down here, which is good. And then Eric will now receive an email with the link to this card, and then he can come back and give a comment on it as well. So it's a way of tracking all the activity around the card, which is good. The next one then was the URL. I'm going to show you that each card has its own URL. So if I go, let's say here to the top, then if I go up here, I will see that it opens it now. So it's Trello. Then this is the name of the card. So if I take this here, like so, the URL of the card, then if I type it in like that, I can go now directly to the card again, okay? And it doesn't really matter if you change the name, if all of the data before the /, that's what counts. Oops, I think back a bit far. Okay, even if you do this, it will still go to the card. Okay, so that's the important data in the card that's there. Okay, so that's a bit more information on using Trello. It's really a great tool, and the free version is very, very useful to begin using it for simple projects. So let's pretend that most of the work in the stage is done, and in the last stage is done, and we're now ready to close the project. So I will go over a few items. First of all, acceptance criteria, so handing everything over and making sure everything was accepted. The end project report, I'll give an example. Then how we can perhaps update the business case and project plan, and plan for future benefit reviews as well. So we can see here in stage 3 column that all the products for stage 3 have been accepted. So that means that they have been created, quality tested, and accepted. Okay, so now we're ready to shut the project. And I've already added these products here, or these documents here: acceptance criteria, end project report, benefits approach, and business case. Now, acceptance criteria is not really a different product, but to make it easy to explain, it's a good idea to make a checklist of it. And this acceptance criteria here is this information here, which we offered, or which we said we would do at the start of the project. And where does this come from? Well, this comes from the project product description that we create down here. It's the very, very same list. Okay, so that's why we create it like that. So we go through each one of the items with the senior user and to say we have delivered all of these, like so, with their permission, of course, that they have accepted it. And then if they all agree, then we can click it like so, and we can mark it off as done. Good. Then for the end project report, I have already written an example here. So let me read it to you. So again, this is a very, very simple example. It might be the project plan overview. So we've delivered all must and should have products inside of 2 months. And these products, or 3 products, can be done later. So there were some that we recognize that can be done later if needed. The project management team, so all team members performed well. Michelle had to do some overtime to catch up, so maybe that's something we have to think about in the future. Michelle's time. The business case, costs were about 5% higher than expected, which is pretty okay. The business case is still very valid, which is good. The benefits for year 2 and year 3 are still on target, and we may decide to spend €500 on Facebook advertising to get the product launched, depending on how it's going to go. So that's in there. Then the acceptance process, this has gone well. The product was delivered as expected, and the exam simulator was easy to use and share results on Facebook. Great. And then for our risk, Well, the biggest risk which we had didn't happen, which was that another driving school might do the very same thing, but so far we are the first ones to do it. So I think we can really take advantage of this and help to increase our customers. So let's mark that as done as well, or it's a product, so let's mark it as done here. Maybe I made a mistake here. I did, yeah. I marked it as a product. Okay, that's better. The benefits approach. So this is the benefits management approach document. So let's have a look at this, how I've done it. So this is just a link to the document. So let's open it up. So this information really hasn't changed very much. The information I've actually changed is adding in the first meetings, and they will take place between the CEO and Michelle, because Michelle was the senior user. So for the first 6 months, there'll be a meeting between the two of them the first Friday of each month. And then after 6 months, we will add this project to the 6-monthly financial review meeting that they have, where then Michelle will have to present the figures to see, are we increasing? So that's basically it. That's a good example again of the benefits management approach, documenting how we can follow up on future meetings. So we can mark that as done as well. And then the last one is a business case, where I just link to the latest business case. Okay, and we can update that if needed, but I'm not going to show that for now. Okay, so let's mark that as done as well. Maybe just one more thing. All of this information I'm showing you here is public. If you just type in on Google, U2 Driving School, I will make this public. At the moment, it's private, but I will make it public. And you can then view all of the documents which I've shown here. Before we finish, I'd like to do a quick overview of this Trello board and how we started. So the trigger for the project was the project mandate. Then we created these documents here, these management documents, the project team or project management team, the project product description, the outline business case, and the plan for the initiation stage, which was quite simple. Then we worked on the products for the initiation stage, which were actually mostly creating these product descriptions here. But we also had the project controls, they updated the business case, and we had our benefits approach document as well, where we took information from the business case. Then we had all the products listed here, and then to plan our stage 2, we simply just dragged products from here to here, and we assigned different people, and we had the estimates already in the products. Then as the products were delivered, each person or the developer was able or did his best to deliver the product as expected and meet all the quality expectations, where we then asked the quality reviewer to check each and mark it off, and then the approver, of course, then accepted the product at the end. And then we did a stage boundary process where we updated the business case document as well. We planned stage 3, which we took other products from here over to here. Of course, we always kept our registers and log files up to date. The project manager should have spent some time on this. And at the very end, we shut down the project. We went over the acceptance criteria with the senior user. We did our in-project report. We planned the next meetings that will take place after the project. And of course, we updated our business case as well. And basically, that should have been done before the in-project report as well. Okay, so that's a good summary of the Trello project and what we have done here. So we have reached the end of the project, and we even reached the end of this course as well. So I hope you found it useful. The objectives were actually to help to bring PRINCE2 to life. So rather than just look at theory all the time, it's good to see PRINCE2 in action. And the goal was to show you how to use PRINCE2 and show you how to use a simple platform to support a PRINCE2 project, and Trello was a good simple platform to use. As well as that, we went over many of the concepts such as quality management, so putting in quality requirements and then following up on this during the project. Benefits management, where we created the benefits management approach document. We did planning and then follow up on planning, and progress reporting and how we follow up on risks and issues as well. So we covered a lot of the PRINCE2 concepts in this video. And again, a reminder, this full sample project is available online. So just go to Google and type in U2 sample or U2 driving school. You will see a link to this here, and you can look at all the documents to see what I have done as well. The last thing I want to say is don't forget to install the Chrome extension before you look at it. Otherwise, some of the functionality will not be available. Let me show you what I mean. So here I'm using Safari, and I've logged into the Trello board and in the project U2 driving school. And as you can see, all the time information has gone. And actually, it's up here on the top because the Chrome or the extension is not installed, so it doesn't know how to treat this. Normally, you would see this down here. Then the totals, of course, are gone, and the totals up here are gone for the whole project. So remember to install the Chrome extension and only use Chrome to look at this. Also, the export to Excel functionality is not there either, and some of the functionality with the labels is also gone. Okay, so that's it. I hope you enjoyed this course. Bye bye.